Welcome back to another video of the casting call. Today's video, we're going to do a run through of the kayak that I use most of the time. Just go through the pros and cons of why I like this kayak and the disadvantages it has as well. So here she is. It's a Hobie Outback Mirage, or Mirage Outback, whatever it is. It's about 12.5 to 13 foot. I'll start with one of the biggest disadvantages, and that is its weight. It is very difficult to get up and down banks, especially some of the spots I launch. It's very steep banks, so it's alright getting it down. You just hook a rope to the back and let it down. Just getting it back up some of the banks can be a bit of a mission sometimes. Luckily I've got a winch on my ute, so I sort of winch it up most of the time, but that's probably the biggest disadvantage of it. Once you've got it on the water, it is a beautiful vessel to be fishing off. Very stable. I don't think you can flip it. You can easily stand up and fish if you don't have a lot of current. Just got a lot of areas for storage, a lot of areas where you can attach electronics and stuff as well, and plenty of room on the back here to put some stuff, which I've got it loaded up today as I'm on an overnight drift. So I've got a tent and a mattress and stuff on there as well, but for my daily, just where I go for one day, I don't really normally have it loaded up that much. Alright, we'll start at the front here. So in this hatch, I've got my FPV batteries which run the fish finder. I've got a rod holder there if I ever do some trawling or if I take some of the kids. Normally there's a rope in there, but I've got it up the back of the kayak today, just a ski handle to drag it down through some shallow water or whatnot. It's good to have a rope attached down the back of the kayak. Just let the kayak drift down the rapids in front of you, just slowly walk down behind it. So a rope's always handy to have. Next I've got a fish finder here. I don't really use it for a lot other than depth. In this sort of water where I fish, the clarity is not brilliant, so it's good to know what the depth is. And you can also see there's some timber on you, but by then it's normally too late. You've already drifted over the top of it. So it's got these rails here and here where you can attach these. I've got ram mounts there, or rail blazer mounts will go in there as well. Got these handy little pockets on the side. I normally just have rubbish in there from my drift. I'll chuck the rubbish in there and grab it out before I drive home. Got these handy little spots to put your pliers. Attach your lip grips to this, so that's good. Got the Mirage Drive 180 pedals. These are the non-kick-up ones. It'd be very nice to have the ones that kick up, because I do bang into a fair bit of timber that I can't see, but that's what I've got there. Got dual rudders, one on each side, which is good. Yeah, my old kayak that I used to have only had a rudder on one side, and it always seemed to be the side you had the rod in, so it's good to have them on both sides. You can hold the rod, do your bit of steering, and keep reeling it in. While we're at the front of the kayak here, got a storage hatch down here. Normally my head torch, phone, keys, wallet are in there, and also I've got this box that's full of trebles and spare split rings. It's just a handy little spot to store stuff down there, and it's waterproof. That hatch is waterproof, which is really good. What else we got? The seat that comes on these things is very comfortable. I can sit in that all day, no worries. You're up off the water a bit, so it makes it a bit easier for casting. I got the oar attached to the side there. The back deck is quite a big storage area. Fit quite a bit of stuff on there, which is handy. Obviously in a kayak you don't want to take too much weight. The lighter it is, the better, especially if you're going through some shallow water. But also if you're in some faster water, you don't want to have too much weight, because you get into a bit of a sticky situation. You're going to lose more gear, or it's just a lot harder to move a kayak when you're carrying that extra weight. and then it's got this nice big handle at the back, which is really handy when I go to try and drag it up the bank at the end of the day. You can just grab it by that handle and rip it up the bank. It's got a kick up rudder on it, which is handy when you're going through shallow water, or if you hit a log unexpectedly, the rudder will just kick up. Yeah, and I've got this underneath the kayak. There's like a spot for your transducer to go, and I always have that. You can retract it up into the kayak. It's still, the transducer will still sit in the water, but it's just out of the way, no logs and that can hit it. I'll drop in a bit of footage of that here when I get out at the end of the day. I'll flip it over and show you that. So I'll put that in now. I've just got the kayak unpacked, ready to chuck up on the ute. I'll just show you this, where the transducer goes for my fish finder. Flip him over. It's just in this here little thing, so that can pop out, but at the moment it's retracted up into the kayak. And I've had that on there for a couple of years. It's never been knocked off. It always works. So. Yeah, so overall I do love fishing out of the Hobie. It does cop a beating. I go through a fair bit of shallow stuff. I drag it up and down a lot of banks. I haven't got a hole in it yet, touch wood. The plastic seems very tough. Got a few scratches in the bottom and that, but they are a kayak. They're meant to get that. You're meant to use them. So the only other thing that I'll add is I put this. I think it's a Burley or a Berkeley Bumper Pro. I got that somewhere on the internet. I put that on the front just to give that front nose a little bit more protection. That's normally where they'll wear through, especially when dragging up and down the bank. It's normally just that point that's dragging, so that has already got a small hole in it, so it's obviously doing its job there. Yeah, other than that, what else we've got? I suppose the only other disadvantage is they will catch a lot of water, so they can be sort of hard to control and move when you're trying to move them. If you've got your oar out and you're trying to paddle away from a log or something, it does take quite a bit to get them to move. They are such a big kayak, whereas if you're in a little tiny 9-foot, 10-foot kayak, it's probably a lot easier to move around if you're in that smaller water. But for this water that I fish, I've got plenty of water to move around in. They're just beautiful. Once you got on the water, it's just, yeah, really nice to fish out of. Right, I hope this review has helped you. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments, and yeah, keep an eye out for the next video. Thanks for watching.